Hey, it's Stockton with WinBeeCards, and I got some mail in today. I thought we'd take a look at what came in the mail. I like to kind of look them over first time, get my hands on them. Some of them, you get off individual sellers. A couple you can get in some breaks, but just a few cards I got that will eventually be up in the store. And I just want to take a look at them kind of for the first time, and then really examine them, because when you buy something and you get something in a break, or you buy something from somebody individually online, you never really know what condition you're getting. You can get all the pictures you want, but until you get your hands on it, it's still questionable. So the first thing, now this I won in a break. I didn't even ask for it. I wasn't in a wild card break, but it was just like one of those. It was on the wheel, and I got the Bears. So he sent me the Caleb Williams Dynamite wild card. This is the green out of 5, or out of 10. Sorry, 5 of 10. And it looks like it's in really good condition. I'm not a big fan of the wild card brand, but it is a neat card. I think this is a fun card. I like this card. And just kind of looking over, I mean, the edges, everything looks pretty clean on this one. This one looks like it's got the wild card tag on it, so it might have came straight from wild card, and usually those ones are in pretty decent shape. And this is just a fun card. I was excited to get my hands on it. It's not super valuable, but I do like this card. It's just a fun little thing to have. Let's see. Next, my guy Ricky. I believe in Ricky. I think Ricky Purcell, he's going to be the number one receiver in an offense that almost guarantees 4,000 yards. And this one is the select premier level white out of 35. Not a bad little card. These Ricky Purcells right now, they're pretty cheap, considering that there's a lot of upside to him. He's popular, but he's not so popular you can't get some good cards of his. And if he does break out, I think there's a lot of room to grow. But I don't suggest this for everybody, but I'm going to go ahead. Let's take a look at this sucker, really. All right, what do we got here? Okay, so do I see anything surface-wise? Looks pretty clean. Looking at the centering, maybe a little heavy to the left over here. Looks a little thicker on the white over here. Top bottom looks pretty good. Edges and corners, I'm pretty happy with that. See the back, maybe not always as important, but let's shine some light. I don't see any real dents or anything like that. Back corners looking sharp from what I can tell. And, again, maybe a little heavy on the left here, but I don't think that's too outside of any kind of thing that would be dinged necessarily if it was graded. But this actually came in pretty clean. This one I like. So let's hope Ricky has a good year. Let me carefully put this one back in. That looks really, really good. Again, sometimes I see all the pictures in the world, and then I get my hands on it, and there's some kind of dent that somehow the pictures were able to hide the entire time. Now, this is Caleb Williams. I love contours. As you can see behind me, I have a whole framed set of the base contours. This is Caleb Williams contours. It's the blue to 50, and I've been excited to see this one firsthand. Let's see what we got here. All right. It looks beautiful. The blues, when the numbered contours, when they get the colors in there, it really looks great. Let me see here. So this card feels sharp. I don't see anything surface-wise. Looks pretty good. Corners. I'm liking the corners, what I'm seeing. Centering, contours, they grade really, really well. These are usually pretty clean cards, and it kind of comes down to centering. Maybe a little thicker on the bottom, but I would bet, they go with that, 55-45 will pass. I think that might be 55-45. The right and left look pretty good. Let's see. Surface on the back. Not seeing. I mean, contours, they do grade pretty well. It usually comes down to centering. This one looks pretty well centered, maybe a little heavy on this side. But again, it feels like it's within range. Number 3 out of 50. Corners, maybe that bottom one just a little bit. We'll have to double check that one. But overall, yeah, I like the look of the contours this year anyway. And when they get those color variations in the back, they really pop. I'm excited about Caleb Williams. I think he's going to have a monster year. New head coach, new system. He's kind of taken some criticism and been a little controversial in his time. And I just think he's going to be ready to go. And everybody's working towards making him a star. I have a lot of hope for Caleb Williams. So this is the Drake May Silver Rookie Variation Prism. Now, unfortunately, the rookie variation's not as popular as their counterparts, the regular variations. The silvers for the rookie variations, you PSA 10 them. And they're probably like a fourth of what, the regular card silver 10s would be. But still, I love these cards. I think they're really cool. These are one of the ones that you just want to hold on to them. And Drake May turns into a monster down the road, and these will be, popping up in some repacks because they're just nice cards. Centering, not terrible. Top bottom looks good. Maybe a little. The thing about Prism, they're so hard to grade. And the way that they look this year, kind of with the texturing on the side and whatnot, there's a lot of things that can be hidden that, these ones you really need to get like under a microscope to know what you're dealing with. Because a lot of them look really, really good. You send them off and they come back in 8. But bottom edge, maybe not the best. I don't know if that would be. I think that's a little bit more light than actual bottom edge looking at it. But corners look pretty good. Maybe a little whiting up there. Maybe not a 10 on this one. But even at a 9 over time, I think this one would be a great hold. I mean, it's got a pretty decent little value right now. And, Drake May, if he lives up to the potential, I really think, this card in the future could be some big bucks, even at a 9. Let me put that off to the side there. This one in a break. Loving this one. This is beautiful. J.J. McCarthy. That is the orange scope, everybody. 279. 47 out of 79. Orange scope. I believe this came out of a mega. Let's very, very gently take a look at this puppy. Oh, boy. Now this, if anything was going to gem, I'd want it to be this one. And looking at it right away, these are always tough. The optics this year, they're so tough because their centering's always really screwy. Top, bottom, I don't have a problem with. Left, right, usually you see them really heavy to the left here and the right skinny. This one is a little bit better. It looks like it's actually a little heavy to the right. But overall, I think that might be within their limits. Like I said, most of these, when you see them, they're actually like really fat on the left and skinny on the right. And it just automatically draws the eye that this thing's off center. I don't get that impression with this one. This one looks pretty close. And just look at those scopes pop. This is beautiful. Looking on the back, looks like we got some white tip there. That's not what I want to see. A little over there too. The corners aren't bad to the touch necessarily. They are pretty crisp, but they do, with those black borders, it's always the danger is any imperfection on the black borders just shows up so drastically. And do I have like a little mark on there? Is that a hair? Looks like I might have a little mark on there too. So it doesn't look like this would be my gem card. It is a beautiful card. It is still a valuable card, even raw. This one is a great one. And, they all can't gem. That's the whole thing. You can't just expect every single card you have to get a 10. It doesn't make them not valuable. It just means they're not a 10 value. But this is a beautiful, beautiful card. I'm super excited to have this card. And, it might be, if you're going to get a 9 in it, maybe an 8, it might be one of those cards that's it's best just hang on to it, because right now, not getting a 10 may mean a lot more than 5 years from now. If he's great, it may not matter as much that this isn't a perfect card. But I could sell this one raw right now. You're probably looking at 275 range, maybe even 300 as we get closer to the season. All of these I'll eventually put up in the store, and this one's a good one. This one is definitely a good one. What else we got? Okay, so my redemption, my last one. Panini finally sent me my redemption. This is Michael Penix on the RPA Rookie Phenom. This is bronze. This is through Phoenix, bronze to 33. What do we got? 14 of 33. And, the good thing about whenever you get a redemption card is usually the card's pretty crisp. And you can see in here, in this case, this card is pretty clean. Usually, you're going to get pretty decent centering. It looks like we might actually have a little bit more onto the right on the back here. But the centering's good. I mean, the card is clean. It is fresh. It is new. It is crisp. The centering on the front looks pretty darn good to me. The only thing I cannot stand, I mean, look, this is a out of 33, and they're going to give me the tissue patch. They're going to give me the tissue patch. It's out of 33. I've seen some of the other ones, the dual patch ones out of 33, and they actually use as part of the Falcon. I mean, out of 33, I can't get a better patch than just white. You can put that on their silver to $2.99 or whatever else they have. But I really dig his signature. It looks clean on here. The signature, obviously, if you're going to grade this, I believe that auto, that one's looking like a 10 auto to me. It's very, very solid signature. It's centered well on the sticker. There's nothing running off of the sticker. It looks like it's very good, heavy ink pen stroke. So I think that auto would get a 10 for sure. Whenever you do the patch cards, they are harsher on the patch cards because they're grading all the corners in the middle here too. And so many people think they have a perfect patch card, only to come back it's an 8 or a 9. So it's always risky whenever you send one of these in. But I think this one is as good as any to have a chance at 10ing. Just because it's really crisp in here. It looks really good. The patch, they don't grade on the patch quality. If they did, that'd be a PSA 4 because that tissue patch sucks. But just the card quality, there's a chance this one could 10-10. I really believe it. There's a chance this one could 10-10, but it's really hard with the patch cards. May go auto 10 and authentic, maybe not need a 10-10, but this is a beautiful card. It's a valuable card. I like this one. I think Penix has a real chance to really, I think he's on the lower end of the rookie QB scale right now, and I think he could jump up pretty quick because I think he's talented. He's just got to stay healthy. That's why I always worry about Penix. So having a out of 33 RPA of Penix, I'd say that's got a lot of upside to it. But that's what we have today. I get new stuff in all the time, and I'll keep on showing you videos of what I get in. We'll take a look at them together. But all of these eventually, and I'll put my eBay store link and where to find it in the comments or in the description. But all of these will eventually end up on the eBay store. I'm sitting like lower and mid stuff right now, just kind of slowly building them up. As you can see, I got about 30 of these ones back here, these little silvery ones. Those will probably end up on there in time as well. And one day I'll make a video where I'll start breaking down those, because these optic downtowns and uptowns are brutal to grade. There are imperfections on so many of them. You look at them on video here, they all look pretty clean. But if you really get them under a microscope and break them down, you'll find some dimples and whatnot. You want to do one real quick? We'll do Bo real quick. Bo, I like Bo a lot. Centering, which is always tricky with the uptowns because you can kind of see them on the bottoms here. Centering is okay. I think centering is something that would not be the determining factor. But everything else would have to be perfect. But centering's okay. The top centering's good. It's just a little bit heavy on this right side, and that's common with the Uptowns. But in the back, usually you see it reflect on the back. But this back looks really good, actually. This back looks good. I like the bow back, and again, I'll do it. We'll take a look. But Bo is one I've definitely considered grading, but I have not broken him down enough to decide whether or not I want to do it, because so many of these, you can send them off. They look absolutely perfect, and they come back 8, because when you really get down to it, they have so many flaws to them. But look, first corners, the corners look really, really crisp. So this one, boy, Bo actually is looking pretty good to me. I always worry. So let's first try to get some reflection. Do I have anything on the back that I'm seeing? Maybe, is there a little something there? I can't, it's cardboardy on the back, so it kind of has a little bit of a ripple effect. So you're kind of looking for the scratches, and you're looking for big indents, and everything kind of matches up on this. So this one looks good that way, but the front is where they really can get you. And let's find you're looking for those dimples, and the silver gets those scratches. And did we find one right here? Maybe a little, you see that? Maybe a little dimple right there. That one's not bad. Some of these get craters, like they have acne or something, but that one's not too bad. The rest of it does look really, really clean. So the two things I'm looking at on this is, it does look like, now this one is a very, very, very tiny, that is hard to see with the naked eye, but there does appear to be the smallest dimple right there. And then the centering's not perfect. So that would make me think, and this isn't even under a microscope, so who knows if they got it under a microscope, who knows what they'd find. But really, it does look really, really good. Outside of the centering slightly off, and it has the tiniest dimple, which is actually better than like 90% of the Uptown Downtowns I've ever seen, having just that one little dimple that's actually pretty hard to see with the naked eye. I would say this one might actually have a shot. I always look at them like, if you just have the dimple and everything else is perfect, they'll probably give you a 10. But if you have the dimple and the centering isn't perfect, you're on that line, 10-9. No other visible flaws, though. No other visible flaws in this one. So, I think this one's on like a 9-10. It just depends on, if the grader's feeling very fortunate, or I'm feeling very fortunate, and the grader's feeling very generous that day, whether or not he's going to hit me up for 2 imperfections, just slightly off center and that. Or if he says, that's not bad at all, I'm not going to worry about that. That's within the 55-45, and really all you have is one tiny, tiny dimple that you cannot see with the naked eye. So I'm going to give it, Bo might have a chance. But, you look at this back row here, they're not all like that. So like and subscribe if you kind of like looking at cards with me. I'll do some more box openings in the upcoming weeks, and I'll have some more mail days where we'll go over them. And slowly but surely, you'll start finding all of these in the store. And I got some more monster cards coming. So like and subscribe if you want to see more. And eventually, we'll probably take a look at all of these, as well as their 20 brothers and sisters. And we'll go over them just like we did with the bow. And we'll see which ones are not even worth sending in and just selling raw. But like and subscribe. I'll put the link to my eBay in the description. And I'll talk to you next time.